The Loneliest Women by Zodiac Sign. They are unhappy. Loneliness is not always a choice. Sometimes it becomes fate, a deep test that is given to a woman for a reason. There are zodiac signs under which the strongest, deepest, most sensitive women are born. But they are the ones who are left alone more often than others. They are not understood. They are feared. They are underestimated. And they are silent, smiling and carrying their loneliness like a cross. This video is about those who are probably looking out the window and thinking, "Why am I alone again?" If you recognize yourself, know that you are not alone in this feeling. There are others born under the same signs, the same pain, the same depth, the same expectation of love that is rarely received. Watch to the end. You will understand why fate chose you for this difficult road. Subscribe if you want to know the truth about yourself and reveal the secrets of your soul through knowledge of the signs of the zodiac. And write in the comments which of the women you recognized in this description. Perhaps this will be the beginning of her inner healing. The first sign is Sagittarius. The Sagittarius woman does not look lonely. She is active, dynamic, has a lot of energy and movement. She laughs loudly, speaks confidently, and knows how to fill any space. But the more light outside, the more emptiness inside. Her loneliness is not in the absence of people, but in the absence of a deep connection that she never finds. Her inner independence is not always a choice. Often it is a defense against the pain she experienced when she trusted the wrong people. She does not let anyone in too close. Internal walls built from disappointments logically disguise themselves as independence. She does not need handouts in the form of attention. She wants a person next to her who will not be afraid of her scale. But there are only a few of them. Men next to her often feel the pressure of her strength. Someone tries to limit her, someone to remake her, but almost no one accepts her entirely. Hence the eternal inner loneliness, in a crowd, in a relationship, in marriage. A Sagittarius woman can be with someone, but remain absolutely alone inside. It is difficult for her to open up, because she is used to going first, taking responsibility, making decisions. And when someone weaker appears next to her, she does not trust. Her instinct for self-defense kicks in instantly. She quickly distances herself, even if she feels that her heart is reaching out. Her strength is her armor, and armor always separates. Her misfortune is that no one guesses how vulnerable she is. She does not complain, does not ask, does not blame. She moves on, always, even when it is unbearable, even when there is silence inside. Her loneliness is the price for freedom, which she is not ready to give up even for love. She could be happy if there was someone who is not afraid of her freedom, who will accept her unconditionally. But such people do not exist. And if they do, they leave because they cannot match her inner scale. That is why the Sagittarius woman remains alone. Strong, bright, smart, and deeply lonely. And even when everyone thinks that she has everything, she knows the most important thing is missing. The second sign is Aries. The Aries woman looks like she doesn't need anyone. Her directness, assertiveness, and unmistakable sense of purpose make her a strong figure in any company. She doesn't ask for help, doesn't expect support, and is not prone to showing weakness. But behind all this armor lives a lonely soul that truly lacks someone who can be next to her, not weaker, but equal. She is not ready to pretend, and therefore only those who are able to withstand the truth remain next to her. There are very few of them. Her loneliness begins not when she is alone, but when she realizes that there is no one nearby who truly understands. The Aries woman often faces the fact that people do not see her depth. They only see strength. They think that she can cope with everything, that she is not in pain, that she does not suffer. And that is why they do not offer a shoulder, do not extend a hand. It is as if she has no right to be weak. But this is precisely her inner tragedy. She is tired of trying to be perfect, of the expectation that she is always first, always on top, always without fear. She can be in a relationship and feel that she is alone in it. She can care for others, but not receive anything in return. Her loneliness is the absence of emotional exchange. When you give everything and you get a dry thank you. The Aries woman does not look for easy ways. She is not afraid of a fight. But the older she gets, the more often she comes to the realization that the fight for attention, for recognition, for love, is not her path. Her inner strength requires an equally strong partner, but there are none around. The weak get tired of her, and the strong are afraid of losing control. And in the end, she is left alone, not because she wants to, but because she cannot afford to be in a relationship where she is not respected. Her loneliness is the silence after the storms she has endured alone, and this silence seems eternal. The third sign of Pisces. A Pisces woman can dream. She believes in love, in kindness, in sincerity. She reaches out to people, strives to understand, support, console. But it is precisely because of this openness that she more often than others faces betrayal, coldness, indifference. Her kindness is taken for weakness, her patience for convenience, her warmth for naivety. And this is what makes her one of the loneliest of all the signs. She does not demonstrate loneliness. She hides it behind a smile, behind polite participation in someone else's life. She knows how to be needed, but almost never feels that she is truly appreciated. She gives without asking, listens without speaking, loves without demanding in return. And this is her tragedy. When she needs, no one is around. When she hurts, she is silent. When she is tired, she continues to care. Her misfortune is in the depths that no one sees. Men around her often do not understand what she feels. She speaks quietly, softly, does not impose herself, and she seems simple. But her inner complexity is frightening. She feels subtleties that are inaccessible to others, and therefore disappointments, premonitions, and fear of being abandoned are often born in her. And she really stays. A Pisces woman can live in a marriage, but feel like a stranger, be surrounded by people, but feel emptiness. Her loneliness is not from physical absence, but from internal disunity with the world. She wants to be understood, heard, accepted. But she is not heard. She is not felt. She is perceived as a background, as a supporting resource, but not as the main one. Her loneliness is not emptiness. It is an overflow of unspoken feelings, care that no one appreciated, words that remained inside. And the more she gives, the more she realizes that there is no one nearby who would give in return even a small part of what she invested. And this loneliness is deeper than silence. The fourth sign is Virgo. For a woman born under the sign of Virgo, loneliness is not an accident, but the result of precise internal calculations. Her mind constantly analyzes, evaluates, weighs, and as a result, no one passes her internal filter. Too rude, too intrusive, not responsible enough, not trustworthy, not able to speak. A man loses his chances without even getting closer. A Virgo woman makes excessive demands on relationships, not because she wants the impossible, but because she knows how quickly you can destroy your own stability by choosing the wrong partner. It is easier for her to be alone than to tolerate disrespect or superficiality. She is convinced that loneliness is safer. In her world, love is not an emotion, but daily work in which there is no place for illusions. This woman can do everything herself. She earns money, repairs, solves legal issues, takes care of her health, maintains order in the house, and all this without outside help. People around her say things like, "You're so strong, you don't need anyone." But behind this strength hides chronic fatigue from endless responsibility. Her loneliness is not a choice, but a consequence of the constant need to control and cope. Even in a relationship, she remains lonely. It is difficult for a partner to reach her true feelings because she knows how to close herself off silently without giving a single external signal. People think that she simply does not want a relationship. But in fact, she wants to be chosen seriously, forever, consciously. The Virgo woman has many admirers. Her beauty is restrained, but catches for a long time. Her mind captivates from the first conversation. But as soon as someone starts to approach, she turns on her internal defense. She moves away, observes, checks, asks leading questions. Men get tired of this distance. They leave. She stays. And there is no drama in her silence. There is only an established rhythm to which she is accustomed. She is her own friend, her own support. It is difficult for her to admit even to herself that loneliness has begun to penetrate into her bones, that the evenings are getting colder, that the holidays do not bring joy, but a feeling of isolation, and that any attempt to trust someone again causes anxiety, not inspiration. The Virgo woman often finds herself in the role of the one to whom people turn for help, but not in the role of the one who is cared for. Everyone is used to her coping. They do not give her flowers without a reason. They do not invite her on spontaneous trips. They do not hug her just like that. She is used to being invisible, and those who could see her for real pass by, because her mask of inaccessibility works too well. The saddest thing is that she herself does not believe that she can be happy in a relationship. It is as if she has a program built into her that blocks warmth, care, and sincerity. She knows how to live correctly, but does not know how to be loved. And until she allows herself to be weak, her loneliness will only grow stronger. Not because of a lack of chances, but because of a lack of trust. To no one, not even to herself. The fifth sign is Cancer. A woman born under the sign of Cancer feels loneliness differently, deeper, more painfully. For her, being alone is not just the absence of a partner. It is like living in a house without windows. She is one of those who truly believe in love, wait for it, protect it, and remain faithful even to someone who has long since left. Her heart is an archive of feelings, and in this archive there are too many pages of pain. She does not let go of the past, because each story left a mark. Each betrayal became a wound that she hides under a smile. A Cancer woman can live for years with the hope that someone will truly understand her. But the years go by, and there is still no understanding. And this silence becomes heavy. She has soft features, kind eyes, a quiet voice. She seems weak, but this is her paradox. Her strength is in the ability to love unconditionally. She is able to forgive, accept, wait. But it is this depth that makes her vulnerable. She is often chosen not by those who value her, but by those who are comfortable. She gives too much and receives too little. And at some point, she closes off. She closes doors, turns off calls, disappears from social networks, not because she no longer believes in love, but because she is afraid of becoming unnecessary again. She does not build walls. She hides behind them. And loneliness becomes the only way to protect herself. A Cancer woman knows how to be an ideal companion. She is caring, homely, faithful. But in the modern world, this is not always appreciated. Men are looking for a challenge, adrenaline, drive, and she offers stability, comfort, peace, and she remains invisible. She is not invited to crazy adventures. She is not chosen first. She is loved, but later, when they get tired of the rest. And by that time, she no longer believes that someone really needs her. Even if someone appears nearby, she lives in anticipation of the end, because happiness for her is always temporary. She waits for everything to end, as always. And this belief destroys any attempts at intimacy. The loneliness of a Cancer woman is not about the absence of a partner, but about the fact that she never feels fully accepted. Her feelings seem too strong, her desires too simple. She wants stability, family, silence. But in a world where noise and external brightness are valued, it is difficult for her to be heard. And she goes inside herself. She builds her own little world, in which there is a blanket, tea, candles, and books. But this world is too quiet, and when she is asked again why she is alone, she just smiles. Because the answer is too long, and it is unlikely that anyone will want to listen to it to the end.